the upcoming episode, Bill feels that the time is ripe for him to reunite with his family after the stressful and turbulent events that both he and Katie have been through. Bill hopes that they can find harmony again. Bill has always nurtured love for Katie, and he still believes that the family can return to the way it was before. He believes that it is important that their son Will accepts and supports the two of them reuniting, and will bring a happy future for all three. Bill is prepared to spend time and effort to convince Katie that he has changed, that he deserves another chance to rebuild his family with her. However, what he did not expect was that another character would appear and ruin everything. While Bill is enthusiastic about his plan to reunite his family, Poppy appears. Poppy is no stranger to destructive plans and seems to have an obsession with Bill. She kept looking for opportunities to approach him, regardless of the consequences. Poppy was not only annoying, but also a direct threat to Bill's future with Katie. Instead of giving Bill and Katie space to work out their problems, Poppy constantly created situations where Bill could not refuse her. She pretended that she and Lee were having a heated argument and had nowhere else to stay, so she asked Bill to let her stay temporarily. Bill was a strong and tough person, but in Poppy's situation, he could not refuse to help. Poppy's deliberate creation of the image of a weak woman in need of protection struck a chord with Bill. Even though he knew that this could negatively affect his plan to reunite with Katie, Bill still decided to help Poppy. He thought that his actions came from compassion, and with his reason, Bill hoped that Katie would understand. However, he did not realize that this action would bring more serious consequences than he thought. Katie, who had experienced a lot of pain in her relationship with Bill, of course could not stand by and watch Poppy interfere in their lives. When she learned that Poppy was staying at Bill's house, Katie was extremely angry. The trust she had once placed in Bill gradually disappeared. She felt betrayed once again, and Bill's efforts to reunite with her became meaningless. Katie began to doubt every decision Bill made, and this led to an irreparable rift in their relationship. Poppy not only made Katie lose trust, but also made Bill regret his decision. Although Bill thought his actions came from a good heart, he could not deny that Poppy's presence had ruined his chance to reconnect with Katie. Now Bill must face the reality that not only has his plan for a reunion failed, but it has also pushed him and Katie further apart than ever. Despite Bill's efforts to create a chance for the family to reunite, his actions with Poppy have sent things spiraling downward. Katie's trust in Bill has been shaken, and this has made their chances of a reunion increasingly uncertain. Katie cannot continue to maintain a relationship where trust has been broken, and Bill must face the consequences of his reckless decisions. Poppy, meanwhile, continues to be a dangerous figure, always ready to destroy any hope that Bill and Katie may have had of a reconciliation. She has not only disrupted Bill's life, but has also thrown his relationship with Katie into chaos. When faced with tragedy in her own life, Steffi will not be able to bear it. As a strong and determined character, Steffi has always portrayed herself as a resilient woman who is capable of facing difficulties in life. However, when tragedy really comes into her life, all the emotions that have been suppressed for a long time will explode in the worst way. If her mother Taylor dies, it will be an unpredictable shock for Steffi. The relationship between mother and daughter is not only a blood relationship, but also a deep spiritual bond. Taylor has always been the spiritual support and the biggest support in Steffi's life. Losing Taylor is not only losing a mother, but also losing the source of spiritual strength that Steffi relied on during the most difficult years of her life. Unlike the difficulties Steffi has faced in the past, such as the love triangle between her, Finn, and Hope, or the complicated family conflicts, Taylor's death is a pain too great for her to handle. Steffi could never have imagined that her mother would leave her life forever. This loss could push Steffi into a pit of despair where her emotions would be uncontrollable. The consequences of this loss could be so severe that Steffi would no longer recognize herself. Fans of the show know that Steffi has a painful past related to addiction. After a motorcycle accident, she struggled with painkillers and eventually fell into addiction. This has weakened Steffi's image, making her a more vulnerable character than ever. The mixed emotions and indescribable pain from losing her mother could send Steffi back to that dark path again. When the personal tragedy is too much for her to bear, there is a high possibility that Steffi will relapse into drugs as a way to escape the painful reality. The painkillers she used to depend on could become a temporary escape from the terrible mental pain that she cannot face. However, it is impossible not to mention the role of Finn in Steffi's life. Finn was once the hero who saved her from drug addiction before. It was his patience, love, and care that helped Steffi get through that difficult time. Finn knows Steffi better than anyone, and he knows that a relapse is entirely possible in the current situation. But the question is, can Finn help Steffi get through this again? Although Finn is a doctor with a deep understanding of psychology and healing abilities, he is also a human being with his own limitations. Finn may be dealing with a completely different Steffi, a woman who has lost her beloved mother and is lost in her own grief. This could create an extremely tense situation in their relationship. Finn loves Steffi, and he has saved her before, but will his love and patience be enough to help her through this emotional storm? And more importantly, will Steffi be willing to accept help, or will she fall deeper into a self-destructive spiral? This episode creates a significant tension in Steffi and Finn's future, with Steffi's possible spiral into addiction and Finn's ability to continue to play the role of savior being a major plot point. If Steffi can't overcome the pain of losing her mother on her own, she may push everyone around her away, including Finn. This could lead to major upheavals in their relationship, possibly even tearing their love apart. In short, what happens to Steffi after Taylor's death could be one of the most dramatic storylines The Bold and the Beautiful has ever brought to viewers. It's not just a story about loss, but also a painful internal battle and the struggle to find oneself.
Oh.